Hey folks, and welcome to this video, which is number 147 on the volume of cylinders. Now cylinders, I should state here, are prisms in their own right. So if you watch my video, just watched it, the one before this one on volume of prisms, it could have been in that video, but I thought it was special enough to have its own video. So keywords here: volume, prism, solid, cubed units, cross section. I explained all those things in the last video. I'm not going to do them again. Please go back and watch that one if you need to. Now the method states, calculate the volume of a cylinder. You must know your area formula for a circle, or area of a circle formula. Calculate the area of the cross section, which is the front face, basically the area of the circle. Multiply the result of that by the third dimension, which will be the height or the length, the depth. And then give your answer in cubed units. So it's very, very similar to the last video. In fact, it's exactly the same thing as the last video. It's just a circle that we're dealing with here. Now, in question 1a, you've got to calculate the volume of the cylinder. We could do that, and we could do it with a calculator or without a calculator. And I'll show you without a calculator first, and then I'll type in the answer to the calculator and show what the actual decimal answer would be. So this is the radius, right? We need the radius in order to calculate the area of the circle. Area of a circle, there's a video on it. If you haven't watched it, please do. Pi r squared, pi times radius squared. Okay, so the area equals that. The area is therefore equal to pi multiplied by 64, because 8 times 8 is 64. So that is, in terms of pi, going to be 64 pi. Okay, so the area is 64 pi. Right, now what we could do is, if we were not using a calculator, we could then multiply that answer, 64 pi, by 12. Okay, so the volume equals 64 pi multiplied by 12. Now 12 times 64, if we just do that quickly in a grid, what we will see is a very messy grid, but we'll see an answer very shortly, if I can get it done quickly. 768. Volume equals 768 pi centimeters cubed. Okay, so the area was in centimeters squared. I forgot to put that. And the volume is in centimeters cubed. Right, now that could be our answer, right? But I'll just whiz through on the calculator and do that and show you that's what it actually will give you. So pi multiplied by 8 squared equals 64 pi. 64 pi multiplied by 12. It always loves 11, doesn't it? 768 pi. Okay, so we could, if we had to round it to a decimal, we'd have to click the S to D button, and we'd have to get this number here. All right, I'm going to round it to 2 decimal places, so 2412.74 centimeters cubed. There's my answer, and I've got you both. All right, so if you had to do it without a calculator, that's how you would do it. But you're probably going to get it on a calculator paper, in all honesty. Right, question number 2. In number 2, we've got something slightly more complicated. You've got to calculate the height of the cylinder below. And we've got, instead of the radius, we've been given the diameter. And we've got the volume here. Okay, we just have to work out the height. Now, the volume of a cylinder, if we think back to the first question, we worked out the area of the front face and multiplied by the length, all right? So, or the height. So what we've got to do is the pi times radius squared times by h. So the volume of a cylinder is equal to pi r squared h, right? It's something you have to remember. It's not one you get given, right? But it's fairly easy, isn't it? It's just the area of a circle and then multiply it by the height. Okay, that's the volume of the cylinder. Now we can substitute, instead of the v, we can have this number here, 784 pi. 784 pi equals, well, we know the radius, we have to be careful here, half that, because the diameter is 14, so half that, that's going to be 49 pi h. Okay, now we can cancel the pi out. The pi just cancels out because you've got pi on both sides. Divide both sides by pi, and you've got no pi's in there anymore. All right, 784 equals 49h. And now basically all we have to do is divide both sides by 49. I don't fancy doing that without a calculator, so I'm going to get my calculator in. 784 divided by 49. If you typed in 784 pi divided by 49 pi, it would be the same thing, right? As it would be this. So 16 is what h equals. Okay, just divided both sides, solving an equation there. Okay, so h equals 16, and it's in centimeters, so centimeters. Everything was in centimeters or centimeters cubed, so that's fine. All right, so a bit trickier, just working it backwards. All right, let's look at this third and final one. So a problem. 4 cylinders are packed into a box as shown. Each cylinder has a radius of 6 centimeters. That's not marked on there. It might be useful to mark it on there. So that means that if that's 6 centimeters to there, right, then it's 12 all the way across the diameter. So it's 24. So I'm going to write that as 24, 24 here. Right, straight away that's something you should be recognizing. And then that's 6. Okay, it's got a height of 16, so we're looking at this as a plan view, right? So we can't really draw the 16 centimeters on there, just have to remember that. The box has a height of 16 centimeters as well. So what percentage of the space inside the box is empty space? This is a lovely question. So we're looking for the empty space that's here, the white bits inside the blue, and then the yellows, the cylinders that are packed in there. Now, this is just a case of working out what the volume of each cylinder is. So we've got the volume equals pi multiplied by 6 squared multiplied by 16. Okay, that's the volume of one cylinder, because it's the area of the front face multiplied by 16, which is the height. So I'm going to get my calculator in to do that. This wouldn't be a non-calculator thing again. So pi multiplied by 6 squared multiplied by 16 equals 576 pi. Just get rid of it over there. So that's 576 pi centimeters cubed. And there are 4 of those cylinders in there. So 4 cylinders equals, and we'll just take our answer and multiply it by 4, obviously. 2304 pi centimeters cubed. And then we've got to work out the volume of the box. So the volume of the box equals, and the volume of the box is going to be, well, that's 24 and that's 24, so we're going to do 24 squared for the base. So 24 times 24 squared equals 576, and then multiply it by 16 because that's the height of the box. So that's 9,216 centimeters cubed. Now, what we want is the percentage of the space inside the box. There's a different topic altogether. That's what these third questions are about, these problem-solving ones. So what we've got, and we get marks for getting to where we've got to so far, by the way. We've got to work out what we can use that as our actual exact calculation for the 4 cylinders. We're going to work out what the missing space is, or what the empty space is inside the box. So if I take the volume of the box and then I minus the volume of the 4 cylinders, that's going to give me the empty space. Alright, that's awkwardly written, but that's what it's given me. Okay, so the volume of the box, take away the volume of the 4 cylinders is the empty space. So there's the volume of the box. Take away the 2304. Don't forget to put the pi on, right? Centimeters cubed. We've got 1977. So empty space equals 1977.77. And then we got some more numbers after that, but I'll take 2 decimal places there. So that bit needs to be put out of the total, all right? So if we put that out of, so divide it by, so that answer divided by the total volume of the box, 9216 centimeters cubed. We've got, that is our decimal answer, and we just multiply it by 100 to turn it into a percentage. So I'll just write down what I did there. 1977.77 out of 9216 multiplied by 100 equals the answer of 21.46. I'm going to put 21.5%. Round it to 1 dp. No, I think it was 21.46. 1, not 25, 21.5%. And that's our answer. So slightly messy work in there. I apologise for that. Could be tidying that up a little bit. But hopefully that makes sense. Work out the volume of one cylinder, work out the volume of 4 cylinders, work out the volume of the box. Doesn't matter what order you do that in. Work out the empty space that's in the box by working out what the volume of the box was, take away the 4 cylinders. You've got the empty space, put that out of the total amount of space, and then multiply by 100 to get the percentage of the empty space. So there's 21.5% of that box that's not filled with anything. All right, just air, hot air that's coming out of my mouth right now. Could be filling that box up with my hot air. Anyway, take care of yourselves. Thanks for watching this one. I hope you watch some more. Click the link in the description, all that jazz. Take care. Bye-bye.